Hello, welcome to the pre-market session, friends. Good morning to all of you. We've seen a very strong rally across the markets yesterday. Most of the markets were up anywhere from about 2 to 2.5%. The key driver has been the expectations from the Fed about the QE3 because of the weak job data coming out from US, and the Eurozone crisis remains as it is. Also, friends, there was a ECB meet yesterday, and they haven't really changed the policy rates as such. But there are some indications that in case of need, they would possibly infuse more money into the system, particularly to safeguard some of the Spanish banks. Friends, in terms of the currency movement, Euro has remained strong at about 1.2576. Also, we've seen a good strength, particularly in crude and silver, particularly yesterday after most of the markets were up. In terms of flows, FIs were buyers to the tune of 269 crore in the cash market, and even domestic institutions were buyer to the tune of 489 crore. Remember that domestic institutions have been buying very aggressively for the past 4 to 5 days, and that number has been more than 500 to 550 crore every day, which is quite significant. Friends, in our own markets, we've seen very good strength, and most of the mid-cap stocks also have seen some kind of a participation. The leadership clearly lies with the banks and the capital goods. So we'll try and do a check with our technical desk as to where they see the market going ahead. Also, there are certain important key events which we will talk about later. Let's start our discussion with Saumil on the technical check. Hi Saumil.
Hi.
We've seen a good strength in our market after a long time. And looking at the SGX Nifty, we feel that there's going to be a gap up of about almost 60 to 70 points. So how much more upside are we really looking at?
The most important thing here is that we have formed a double bottom at around 4800 levels, and that will be a very crucial level to watch out for in the medium term outlook. In a very short term, absolutely I'll be looking for higher targets. The first target would be 5070, and the next target would be around 5140, which is a 38% retracement of the whole fall which we saw in last one and a half month, and now the retracement is actually coming up, and I'll be expecting this rally to be very quick and very fast because the momentum is looking very good. The momentum indicators have come into buy side and have given a good buy signal. The volumes have been great. It is above averages. So overall, in the short term, things are looking extremely good to me. On the daily chart, this is the fall which we saw in last 3 months, and the retracement is coming up with a double bottom formation. I'll be expecting the first level to watch out would be 5100 and then 5200, and the 5145 would be a retracement of this small fall which we saw in last 1.5 months, which is 5145. So 51 to 5200, that will be a range where we'll be looking for a good consolidation or might be a reversal levels, but for time being the things are looking great. The momentum indicators are showing positive divergence, which is again a very good sign. Even the weekly momentum indicators have turned a little. It's not given a buy signal, but I'm sure that as and when we go up and give a positive weekly close, the momentum indicators would give a buy signal also. On the hourly chart, we have this channel and we have taken support at this lower end, and we are rising quite sharply, and I don't expect this rally to stop till at least 5070 levels.
Right, and any specific sectors where you think that there is a potential for a bigger move where one can participate?
The stronger sector is absolutely the banking sector, where SBI, ICICI Bank and Axis Bank, specifically these three banks, are looking extremely good in the heavyweight side, and I'll be expecting at least minimum 5 to 8% in next coming 1 or 2 weeks on the highest on the higher levels from these current levels. On banking would be a space to watch out for. The second would be, I think, a metal sector, which has just started forming higher tops, higher bottom. Tata Steel, Sterlite and Hindalco, all of them. Hindalco has formed an inverted head and shoulder pattern, is broken out of it. So I'll be bullish on metals, and I'll be expecting a good sharp rally on the upside. overall stock specific, Maruti is a weak stock in the medium term, but absolutely a short term bounce is expected in the stock. The support would be around 1080 and 1050. The resistance would be 1140 and 1190. The momentum indicator has a positive divergence again and a buy signal. So this looks extremely good to me for a good bounce. The second stock would be Sterlite, which we just discussed. It has taken support at the lower end of the channel, and today I think Sterlite would close about 20 daily moving average, which will be a good sign for the stock, and the higher end would be around 98 and 100 levels.
Right, also word on mid-cap stocks, because we saw good action in some of the smaller and mid-cap stocks which were beaten down very badly, like Kingfisher Airlines and few others, infra space particularly. So anything that you have noticed there?
I think airline stocks are looking good to me in the very short term, but I would suggest to avoid a little bit, because it's a little news driven space, and but the smaller stocks like Arcom and the infra stocks,
GMR, GVK.
yes, exactly, the GMR, Lanco Infra, IVRCL Infra, all of them have formed very small flag patterns on the daily charts and have broken out, which were absolutely visible yesterday, that they were above 5% and 6% gains, and the momentum indicators have positive divergence because it has sold off very sharply, and now they're bouncing back. So the bounce will be extremely sharp in this this rally in infrastructure stocks, and the most important thing to watch out would be 20 daily moving average of all these stocks which are making higher tops, higher bottom, and rallying very sharply.
Right, Saumil, thanks a lot for that update. Friends, in terms of news, we have Reliance AGM lined up today, and though the stock has remained subdued and there are no expectations, market would be keenly watching out for the remarks from the chairman as far as the ramping up the gas production, which has actually come down by almost 40 to 45%. Also about the margins in the petchem business and the retailing business, what is the outlook. So this is something which people would be keenly watching out for, and the stock might react to any major observations that are there from the chairman. Friends, also there are reports that cement prices have been hiked selectively by about 10 to 15 rupees per bag. So you might see some positive rub-off on companies like ACC, Ambuja, Ultratech, even some of the south-based companies like India Cement. Also there are reports that the CCI report on the cartelization could be out in a week or two. So one will have to be a little careful in this particular sector, because there might be good volatility around that. Also friends, since we have some indications of the monsoon arrival in the western part, there was some positive rub-off of that also, but it's not very clear how this monsoon is likely to shape up. So one will have to wait for a few more days to get more comfort on that factor. Also, Prime Minister had a meeting with some of the senior ministers on the infra space, and there are some major announcements about airports and railways and ports and all that. But what market feels is that they need some concrete planning and time frame within which this entire thing could be actually done, because we have seen in the past that there are a lot of announcements but no real action has taken place. And we have seen that the infra space already has gone up, like a company like L&T and some of the smaller infra stocks have already run up anywhere from about 5% to 15%. So market would like to see some more action before they take a plunge. But the trading opportunities could be there, particularly on the option side in stocks like Lanco Infra, GMR, GVK, which have really come down by about 40 to 50%. So one could consider buying at the money call options for something like a GVK Power or a Lanco or GMR. Also in the airline stocks, we have seen that Kingfisher was up almost 16 to 17%, and it has also gone down quite a bit because there are hopes that you might see either some kind of FDI in the aviation or some kind of a relief in terms of the ATF fuel prices. So these stocks could remain in action, and this could provide a good trading opportunity over the next few days. But one will have to really take a very quick decision to exit and play with some kind of a stop loss. That's it from all of us, friends. See you tomorrow at the same time.